As promised on the Big Red Couch, Brent Adair, thanks for stopping by.
Good to be here.
Busy week for you with the new album out?
It is very, exciting, busy week. Several promotional stuff and then a big show on Saturday. New record just came out last week. It's on the listening station down at Waterloo Records too for the strangers to walk by and see the title that sounds so strange and check out the record.
Yeah, the title is Ostrich. Where did
Ostrich, that's right. And that's usually question number one. Usually, and maybe number two. Number one is where'd that cover come from? But Ostrich was one of the song titles originally of one of the songs that's on the record that ended up being called Elbow Pads. If you guys are songwriters, maybe you experience a lot of times I'll start in one direction. I'll write this cool song. The idea was this, and the idea is kind of ended up pervading a lot of the songs, and so we decided it was a cool image for the record. But of the mythical idea, I heard later it was a myth, but I was a kid, I saw a cartoon one time of an ostrich got scared and just went and stuck his head in the ground, right. And I was like captivated by that, and then wasn't until like 20 years later I discovered apparently that's not true. They apparently like put their head really close to the ground sometimes, and people think they stuck their head in the ground. But that idea of solving problems and escapism by just sticking your head in the ground is something that kind of fit through several of the tunes. So it originally was a song title, then it didn't end up being the song title, but it ended up on my list of titles that the designer and I talked about when we were doing the design for the record, and she was totally captivated by that and was like, that image to me so represents the music. It's sweet, it's strange, it's beautiful in a little bit quirky and weird kind of way, and we're like, that totally describes this record. So
yeah, it works perfectly.
So that's where the title came from.
This album produced by Billy Harvey.
That's right.
How was working with him?
Legendary Billy Harvey. Fantastic. I respected the guy tremendously before working with him, and now even more so, which I mean, it's intense. It's a little bit like getting married, particularly this kind of singer-songwriter record. I mean, we brought in a band, but he and I, for 6 months together, were, side by side, and he's one of the most creative people I've ever met. And he was, I couldn't be happier. He's a genius, and I love his ears. I'd heard him play with different people, Bob Schneider and people around town, and then I heard some of his production work, and I actually just sent him a few MP3s. I'd seen him, but we had never met. I sent him some MP3s, my email, called his manager, was like, I want to send him a few recordings just for grins, and a week later I get a call from him going, dude, I love this, let's make a record.
That's awesome.
So it was very cool. So for me it was a really cool opportunity, and then we had a total blast doing it. So
what was going through your head? Because probably you just like, I'll send it to him and nothing's gonna happen.
That's exactly what was going through my head. I was like, you know what? It was like one night, this is cool. I'm gonna send some songs to Billy Harvey. Called his manager the next day. So I honestly never expected to hear back from him. And then a Friday evening, he just hey, this is Billy Harvey. I'm listening to your stuff, man. And they were like just crappy little guitar vocal recordings I'd done on my MP3 player. And he was like, this is killer stuff. Let's talk. We need to make a record.
That's great.
So it was very cool. But he's creative. He's a big thing I caught this time. This is my second record, and the first record, we were all about trying to capture a major label sound, which was cool, and we did, but we kind of lost a little bit of the let's capture you. And as a singer-songwriter, this time I was like, it'd be cool if first goal is to capture me and all my glory and all my suckness, whatever, and that was Billy's goal. He's like, I want to capture you. And so rather than, the approach was totally different. Rather than starting with rhythm section, we often started with just me and a guitar and built around that. And it was, I couldn't say enough about it. It was a great experience.
Very cool. Well, you can catch Brent Saturday night. What time do you go on? At
9:45.
9:45. But get there early. Get a good seat.
Get there. Yeah, parking's a little bit of a pain, so get there. There's cool bands before and after, so come early, hang out, enjoy the music.
And pick up an album. Don't go anywhere. A performance from Brent coming up in just a minute. But right now, more music on Tex Mix. Thanks so much for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
kinda strange, maybe a little bit deranged. I think I need some kind of change in my life. I'm gonna pack my little car, pick me out some distant store, and follow it as far as I can see. By sugar and coffee, it's time to ease the monotony. Oh, everybody needs some time away. Oh, everybody needs some time away. Sun, grabbed a bite to bit my tongue. I did my deed, but it just all came undone. So meet me at the corner store, flip the light and shut the door. I had the less, and now I'm all for the more I see, the reason more I'm inclined to believe that all everybody needs some time away. All everybody needs some time away. Feeling kinda strange, maybe a little bit deranged. I think I need some kind of change in my life. I'm gonna pack my little car, pick me out some distant star, follow it as far as I can see. By the sugar and coffee, it's time to ease the monotony. Oh.